Welcome to Mom and D Hawaii. I'm here today and I'm gonna do with you guys, if you wanna see how to make a leather cuff using your Cricut Joy machine. So I have wanted to make this for a while. I think it makes a really cute gift. I'm making it on just the mat that comes with your machine. You're able to make it bigger or smaller depending on your wrist size. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. The one thing you do need to purchase, I bought obviously the leather. This is the faux leather, Cricut faux leather, and I love this color. It's kind of a shiny, shimmery blue here with texture on it. And this is some studs. So they're called leather studs. I got them from AliExpress for really cheap. But if you want them quicker, you can also get them through Amazon, and I will try to put the links below. So without further ado, let's do this project. So what you really want to do is go to home on your phone or your computer or your iPad, and then you want to search leather cuff, and then a whole bunch of projects come up. But I've actually been dying to make this one. So there's a whole bunch of leather cuffs that come up. A bunch of them are available for free with Design Space. This one actually does cost money, but it's so pretty. It's so intricate. It is 99 cents for this pattern. And then you can just click make it, or you can customize it and make it according to your size. So I measured my wrist size and I did size it down for this project. And then you can just click make it. And in this case, I'm gonna do it on my computer because I am frugal and I don't like to waste. So I am gonna do it here. I've put a few other projects on this same mat just so that I don't waste any of my leather, because we all know how expensive materials are. And I'm gonna just clean my blade. There's a little bit of schmutz on it. You can also use a little rolled up ball of tinfoil to do this. And put it back in. And it's gonna say continue. And it says, please connect my Joy. And you have to make sure you pick the right material. So we wanna pick leather. Leather. And it's faux leather. Paper thin. And this again is the Cricut leather, and this is, you want to put the shiny side down, and I taped it with masking tape all around so it doesn't move around. And then it says make sure your fine point blade is inside and roll it in. Now your machine is just checking to make sure there's enough material, and then it's going to start cutting your project. So again, these, you can see here. Oh, I forgot to click go. Go. So you can see these here are just these little, again, they're called leather studs. So almost like a screw. There's a base and a bottom. And these are going to be how your leather studs, how your cuff is going to attach to your wrist. And so let's see if I can, I'm going to get it ready. This cuff bracelet requires 3, so I'm just going to take out 3. I'm scared I'm going to lose some of these. And it looks like it does require tiny little screwdriver, which I do have, a glasses one, but I'll probably just tighten it as tight as I can by hand first. And then later on, I'll go and tighten it a little bit more. So again, takes 3 of these to secure the leather cuff. So this might take a while. So if you guys are watching, What do you guys think about the new Cricut foil? I'm actually very excited, although I'm also a little sad because I've already bought all of the foil quill machine tips. So I have a fine tip, a medium tip, and a bold tip. It kind of came all together in a set. And I've got the heat sensitive foils here as well. So I've got all these colors and heat sensitive foils. So I'm a little sad because that means that I bought all of this stuff and now Cricut has its own. But I am excited to try it out. I'm going to start taking these little pieces so they don't get stuck as it's cutting. So this is a very intricate pattern, guys. You can see here. It's cutting these tiny little pieces of leather out. And again, I don't want it to get stuck or ruin the rest of the project. So I'm going to try to carefully scrape them away as they come out. There we go. Just so they don't get in the way of any of the other cuts. I'm sure if you didn't do this, it probably would still cut okay. But just in case, kind of don't want it. And here is the long mat. So this is the 4.5 by 12 inch standard grip mat that you also could use if you need a longer cuff. I think if you make the cuff just the way it is, then you need this longer one. Again, I made it a little shorter for my wrists so it would fit perfectly. I didn't want it too loose, but if you do make it, click make it instead of customizing, then you probably need this longer mat because of how long the cuff is. And again, oh, all these tiny little intricate pieces. So it looks like it's cutting beautifully though, through the leather, the whole way through. And again, I guess I should have anticipated that it was gonna be this kind of very delicate, intricate cut, so it was gonna take a while. So it does cut all the way through. It looks great. And I'm just watching to make sure nothing gets stuck in here. I don't have to pause my cuts. Just cutting out all these tiny little pieces again. And so I got silver, so I think that's gonna look great together. So when the cuff is cut out, I'm gonna screw these on. More tiny little cuts, so intricate. And like I said, there was a lot of space on this side of the leather on the mat, so I already had prepared and put in some other leather crafts, so some earrings that I really liked and that fit in that space, just so that I wasn't wasting any of the faux leather. And then what you also can do is always check if it's not cut all the way through. You can also recut before you unload. Once you unload, though, you can't recut your design. So, because we're doing this live, it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's because there's so much intricate little cuts in here. We're gonna go, so definitely I will put a timestamp so you can fast forward through all this part if you want to just skip to the end and skip to the part where we're done with the cuff and just taking it off the mat. But again, as we're talking, I do have foil quill pen as well. So this one, I think I might keep the pens no matter what, so that if there's little sections when I foil, that I can still fill it in. Or if I wanted to add foil at the end after my project is done, then it'll be more easy. I think the Cricut foil looks excellent, but a large part of that is because it was made for the Cricut, so it should work the best with it, I assume, as opposed to like the foil quill is for all different electronic cutting machines. So again, just cutting out all these tiny little things. I do love my Cricut. And a lot of people ask me, which machine should I get? It kind of depends what you want to do. Obviously, I have a Maker and I have a Joy. I love my Maker. It's bigger. So actually lately I've been mostly using the Joy only because the Joy is smaller, it's easier to take out, it's easier to use, and most of the projects I do actually fit on the Joy. If it's a bigger project, then obviously I have to make it on the Maker. So that's the one thing about the Joy. If you want to make a larger project, you can't make it because size-wise you're limited. But I kind of think most of the projects I've done really can, most of them can fit on the Joy quite easily. So it's not that big of a deal. And so if you were just starting out, or if you're a card crafter, I definitely would recommend the Joy over the other machines. It's cheaper, it works great, and most of the things you want to do or could think of doing, it'll probably fit on this mat anyways. But again, then you lose the ability to make big projects. I also had a Cricut Explore Air, the original, not an Air 2, just a Cricut Explore Air that I gave to my mom because the capabilities of the Air are pretty much the same as the Maker. So my mom has the pleasure of having a nice machine that she got as a hand-me-down. And still cutting out all our little intricate pieces. And you can see that it is cutting all the way through. So I think as soon as this is done, I'll be able to take the cuff off. And just clearing these little things as it goes. I haven't had to change my blade yet on my Joy, but I do have some spare blades. The thing that the Maker does, though, the real reason I bought it was to be able to cut wood with it, as well as engrave metal. So these are some of the bracelets that I bought. So again, you can't do this in the Joy, but in the Maker you can engrave. So I'm really excited because I'm gonna do some of those. And then it also cuts wood. It cuts fabric really easily. So if you're a quilter, although I have friends who are quilters, they said it's pretty easy to cut out your pieces. I think straight edge is easy, but I think it would be helpful if you have different shapes for your quilting that you're cutting out, especially if you had a lot of different shapes. Again, I'm just taking these little cut out bits of leather so that I don't get stuck in here. Again, it doesn't look like it's hindering it at all yet in any way, but I kind of don't want it to, I guess, is the answer, right? Cutting every little piece. In case I didn't plan for how long all this was going to take. So let's see, we're at 15 minutes right now. So again, I'll put a time stamp below for when it's done, and you guys can all skip to that point, see what it looks like. But sometimes it's good to see how long it's actually going to take for a project instead of fast forwarding through. Although I might want to fast forward for you all. It's really amazing to watch this little machine do its job, though. So much technology, so smart, being able to cut all these lines. Ooh. And look, you can see all my little bits that I've taken out so far, and there's going to be more. That's how intricate this lace cuff is. Again, it's 99 cents, available on Cricut Design Space. I'm sure you could design your own, but this would make, once you buy it, it's yours, and it makes such a good gift. You can make it for friends if you have a last minute birthday that you need a gift for. You could make it in different colors. You could also change up the color of the studs. So it looks like automatically cutting twice for a lot of these shapes, which again means it's so smart. It realizes that some of these cuts through the leather need to be done twice. And I think we're almost done. Let's see how much time we got left, how much percentage we're at. We're at 67%. Oh, Lordy. We're still going. Next time, maybe I will go back and fast forward all of this section. Or you guys can just fast forward through this. So if you have worked with leather a lot, they make great necklaces and earrings. I've made some books with them, so journals with them. And there's several tutorials on that and how to cut it out and make journals with them. I've also foiled on the leather with the foil quill, but you can try to foil on it now with the Cricut foil. I'm really excited to try it. The best thing I think about the Cricut foil is that it's seamlessly designed for design space, you know, so you can change your colors, change your text in between, and it's made especially for your Cricut, your whole Cricut system. It is not, unfortunately, made for your Cricut Joy. So if you are an exclusive Cricut Joy user and you want to still have the ability to foil, you may consider trying to get one of these. So again, this is the foil quill, which I did show in my other video how to do a hack using just a rubber band in order to hold the Cricut foil in place at the right level in the Joy. Oh, all these little pieces. And sorry, just moving it. We are going strong. And let's see again. 80% done now. It's almost done. But of course, I just bought all this foil quill stuff. And then, of course, now Cricut just came out with their Cricut foil. I'm still excited. I think I'm going to compare and contrast the two. So if you guys want to watch my next video, it'll show the comparing and contrasting of the Cricut foil versus the foil quill. I did watch another video where someone showed that maybe the foil quill is not as smooth, so maybe it wouldn't be the best to use on textured paper. So I'm going to try to see if I can compare it on other things, so just regular paper and maybe cardstock. So be very careful when you're taking these little bits out. Don't want to get cut. Now, if you still have a little bit of schmutz left in the little holes, you can also use your knife, your Cricut knife blade. The knife, it's like an X-Acto knife, basically, to take those little bits out. You could also use some of your tools. I'm just getting ready. I'm going to poke out the little pieces. With my little hook tool, weeding tool. Just so we can get all this stuff out. And my blade is getting a workout today. And we are now 95% done. So 5 more percent and we'll be done. The other thing is I kind of don't want these little bits to get stuck up in my machine either. So that's the other reason I'm taking them out. So again, you can see with the leather, it's cutting each line twice, just so it comes out nice and neat. You can already see I gotta poke a bunch of the leftover material out. And it looks like it's saying we're done. So let me see. Let me just peel off. So usually I try to peel off and see if it cut all the way through it. And it looks like it did. So I'm gonna click unload. And put this on the side. So we're done with that. And I am gonna use my tape to keep all my little bits from getting everywhere. Woo. Definitely looks like it's still going to get everywhere. These are my little And then you can see, taking this out. So I made 2 different leather cuffs here. And I know one looks really small, but I did measure it with my wrist and it's leaving a bunch back. And whatever's left, you can poke through with your different tools. And the idea is going to be, so putting this in like this. So they'll go in this way. Just screw it down. I'm going to just finger screw it. There's one. Yeah, and I can see this one. And just push it out. There's 2. And there's 3. And so this one, we're going to just, and again, this pattern is in Design Space. It's 99 cents. I think it's totally worth it. Once you buy it, you can keep making it. And it's beautiful. Just a beautiful, really intricate design. You can see all the little pieces that are still in there. I'm going to take out. This is probably going to take me the longest, is getting all of these little pieces out. But totally worth it. It's so pretty. I just love it. And it is in one of my favorite colors, which is blue. It looks great. And again, just getting all these little pieces. They are cut. They're just a little bit stuck in there, but they come out really easily. I'm just gently rubbing right now, gently rubbing the faux leather so all these little pieces come off. Yeah, you can see them all. And again, they're definitely cut all the way through. The cuts are very clean. There's no tearing of the leather or ripping. It's definitely made for this. And of course, I picked the most intricate project to show you guys, but just wanted to show you that it is possible to make this really beautiful, intricate design on just your Cricut Joy in leather, or pleather, I guess. That's what some people call faux leather, right? Pleather. And there it is. Isn't it gorgeous? So pretty. And so it'll go on my wrist like this. And again, like I said, I did measure it. So it fits me. It won't probably fit everybody, but I wanted a tight fit. So that was just a cuff. And you can see how it goes this way. And like this. And so this is it. This is the leather cuff. If it's too tight, I may give it to my daughter. But it is gorgeous. And you can do it in whatever color you'd like, whatever kind of leather you have. But yeah, it's pretty small. Maybe I should have left another ½ inch just so that it can move a little bit, but it's perfect. Leave questions, comments below, and this is the finished project. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.